The dimly lit room was silent save for the rhythmic sound of his breathing and the occasional crack of the wooden floor beneath his palms. The younger husband was in the middle of his nightly workout routine. His blank back top clung to his sweet dance skin, and his muscles flexed with every push-up he executed. His face was stoic, his jaw clenched, and his eyes focused on some distant point. Ahead of him, he was a picture of discipline, control, and power, a man who commanded respect with just a glance. You, on the other hand, were sprawled on the floor beneath him, your head resting on your arms as you watched him with a mix of amusement and admiration. The cold floor pressed against your back, but you did not mind. You were too busy enjoying the view. Taehyung, you called out, your voice soft and steady. He did not respond, his focus did not waver. You pouted, reaching out to poke his bicep. Yeah, Kim Tae-young, I'm talking to you. Still, he ignored you, his movement steady and unbroken. You sighed dramatically, letting your hand fall to the floor. Fine, ignore your wife, see if I care. Asma smirked at the corner of his lips, but he quickly scolded his expression back into one of indifference. You noticed stuff and it only fueled your determination to get a reaction out of him. You shifted slightly, positioning yourself so that your face was directly beneath his. Every time he lowered himself, his face came inches from yours. You could feel the heat radiating off his body, and the scent of his cologne mixed with sweet filled your senses. You began your voice tipping with mischief. If you wanted to get this close to me, you could have just asked. No need to go through all this trouble. Things eyes flickered down to meet yours for the briefest of moment before he looked away again. I'm working out, he said, his voice low and gruff. And I'm just laying here, you replied, patting your eyelashes innocently. But if you want, I can make this workout more interesting. He pushed mid push up, his arm trembling slightly from the strain of holding his weight. His eyes narrowed as he looked down at you. What are you planning? You grinned, reaching up to brush a stand of hair away from his forehead. Nothing, just thought you might want some company. He huffed, resuming his push ups. You are distracting me. Am I? You asked, feigning surprise. I did not realize I had that kind of effect on you. Things stitched. But he did not respond. Instead, he increased his pace, his muscle working harder as he pushed himself to finish his set. You watched him in silence for a moment, your eyes tracing the line of his face, the curve of his jaw, the way his arms apple bobbed as he swallowed. He was beautiful in a dangerous, untouchable kind of way, but you knew better beneath that cold exterior. Was a man who loved fiercely, who would do anything to protect the people he cared about. Taehyung, you said softly, your tone shifting from playful to serious. He stopped again, his arm looking so he hovered above you. But you reached up, cupping his face in your hand. You are amazing, you know that? His expression softened just for a moment before he scolded it back into one of indifference. Flattery won't get you anywhere. He said, the slight blush on his cheek betrayed him. You smiled, pulling him down until his lips were just a breath away from yours. It already has. He hesitated, his eyes searching yours for a moment before he closed the distance between you. His lips capturing yours in a searing dash. His arm gave out and he lowered himself onto you, his weight passing you into the floor. You wrapped your arms around his neck, pulling him closer as you deepened the kisses and found your dash his finger digging into your skin as he kissed you with a dash that left you breathless. When he finally pulled away, you were both panting, your hearts racing in sync. You're impossible, he muttered, resting his forehead against yours. You grinned, running your fingers through his hair. But you love me, he sighed, a small smile tugging at his lips. Yeah, I do. The rest of the night was spent in a comfortable silence, the two of you laying on the floor together, your bodies tangled in a way that felt both intimate and familiar. The cold exterior had melted away, replaced by the warmth of his love for you. The next morning, you woke up to the sound of birds chirping outside the window. The sunlight streamed through the curtains, casting a warm glow over the room. You stretched lazily, feeling the dash in your muscles from the previous night's activities. Ting was already up as usual. You could hear the faint sound of his footsteps in the hall, followed by the clinking of dishes in the kitchen. You smiled to yourself, knowing that he was probably making breakfast for the two of you. You got out of bed and made your way to the kitchen where you found Ting standing by the stove, flipping pancakes with a focused expression on his face. He was dressed in a simple white t-shirt and black sweatpants. His hair slightly messy from sleep. Good morning, you said, wrapping your arms around his waist from behind. He tensed for a moment before relaxing into your embrace. Morning, he replied, his voice still rough from sleep. You rested your chin on his shoulder, watching as he expertly flipped the pancakes onto a plate. You are really good at this, you commented. He shrugged. It's just pancakes, but you make them perfectly, you insisted. I always end up burning mine. He turned to look at you, a smile playing on his lips. That because you are too impatient. You bought it. I'm not. He juggled the sound la and the warm. Yes, you are. You always try to flip them too soon. You stuck your tongue out at him, earning a playful spat on the arm. The two of you sat down at the table to eat. The conversation flowing easily between you. It was moments like these that you cherish the most, the quiet, ordinary moments that made you feel like a normal couple despite the dangerous world taking a part of. After breakfast, Taehyung headed to his home office to take care of some business. You knew better than to disturb him when he was working, so decided to spend the morning reading in the living room. A few hours later, Taehyung emerged from his office, his expression serious. I have to go out for a bit, he said, grabbing his coat from the rack. You looked up from your book, concern flickering in your eyes. Is everything okay? He nodded. Just some business to take care of. I will be back soon. You stood up, walking over to him. Be careful, you said, reaching up to adjust his tie. He caught your hand, bringing it to his lips for a soft kiss. Always, you watched as he left the door, closing behind him with a soft click. The house felt emptier without his presence, but you knew he would be back soon. When they returned later that evening, you were in the middle of preparing dinner. He walked into the kitchen, his expression unreadable as he watched you chop vegetables. How was your day? You asked, glancing up at him. He shrugged. Busy. Yours? Good. You replied. I finished that book I was reading. He nodded, leaning against the counter as he watched you work. There was something on his mind, you could tell, but you knew better than to push him. He would talk when he was ready. After dinner, the two of you settled on the couch to watch a movie, things with his arm around you, his finger absentmindedly playing with your hair. Halfway of the movie, he suddenly spoke. I have to go away for a few days, he said, his voice quiet. You looked up at him, your heart sinking. Where? Business? He replied simply. You nodded, trying to hide your disappointment. Okay, he turned to look at you, his eyes searching yours. You will be okay. You forced a smile. Of course, I will miss you, Thuff. He pulled you closer, pressing a kiss to the top of your head. I will miss you too. The next few days passed slowly without staying around. You kept yourself busy, but the house felt too quiet without his presence. You found yourself counting down the hours until he would return. Adam की तरह. When he finally walked out the door, you could not help but run to him, throwing your arms around his neck. I miss you, you said, burying your face in his chest. He held you tightly, his arm wrapping around you in a way that made you feel safe and loved. I miss you too, he murmured. You pull back to look at him, your eyes scanning his face for any sign of injury. Are you okay? He nodded. I'm fine. You let out a breath you didn't realize you were holding. Good. That night, as you lay in bed together, Taehyung's arm wrapped around you, you could not help but feel grateful for the life you have with him. Despite the dangers and the challenges, you knew that as long as you were together, everything would be okay. The end.